welcome back to the party energy. We're gonna do this today, and listen, bro, I already know what y'all gonna be saying. Oh, you wearing the same hoodie, you wearing the same. Shut up, listen, shut your mouth. Let me go into detail. Most of this is taken on the same day. So that means I was recording on the Twitch, and guess what? Like I said, last couple of videos before, let's slide through to the Twitch. You're finna see some sneak peek that's unedited, uncut, but listen, it's a wild ride over there. But before we go into detail, I just need a few things out of y'all. Don't forget to leave a like, share. It don't really matter who it is. It could be Daniel. Also, don't forget to. Did I forget to tell y'all to subscribe? Yeah, I would love to get to like 300 sooner rather than later. But that was not the point. And tell me your favorite part below. Okay, let's go into detail about what this video is about. This video is basically from Eli, and I'm gonna have his link in the description below if you want to check out his content or subscribe. Shout out to him for creating the content that we are able to produce, that he's able to produce, and we can react to. Yeah, hope y'all enjoy, and I am out of here.
I never thought in my 21 years of life that I would find a worse job than Taco Bell. But I'm here to say, someone has gracefully dethroned
I never experienced working
as the worst job I've ever had the opportunity
I never like
to
did
work
fast
for.
food.
Walmart.
But I know a friend that
Not to be confused with Walmart. I love Walmart. It's the only place I shop whenever I want to save money while living.
What the hell? What the hell was that? Bro literally digged in his ass. And what is this too?
Where else am I gonna go? Target? With that being said, I just needed a job. Kind of like I am now at the time of writing this script.
Yeah, please
I
sub.
saw Wal-Mart was hiring, so drastic times calls for drastic measures. The first red flag I should have paid attention to was they hired me over the phone. I didn't get interviewed in the slightest. Any job that does not interview you or you get hired on the spot, run. The second flag was the fact that when I was telling my homies I got a new job, they all gave warnings that I was gonna be working very hard. Thing is, I'm being delusional, telling them it can't be that bad. It's a grocery store. How bad could Wal-Mart truly be? When I tell you nothing could have prepared me for the...
Okay, from my experience, I only did one job. I ain't gonna lie, working at a warehouse. Oh my God, it's like slavery. It's like modern day slavery. I don't ever want to deal with that again.
The amount of chaos that ensued with this job. I worked on Hat Team 2, and I blame this job for everything that went wrong in my life. While I was an employee at Wal-Mart, I had a wreck and I acquired 2 speeding tickets, both from trying to get to work on time. I've been mentally and physically abused by customers. I was in the worst mental state I've ever been in.
I've been there. I can go in a whole story time about my experience as a warehouse worker. Oh my God.
In my life, the list can go on.
PTSD.
There was so much wrong with this wannabe Walmart. Let's start with the customers. When you walk in a store now, the shelves look like they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. This is due to the pandemic, right? So why, when a customer sees we are out of something, do they ask if there is more in the back? Hey, excuse me, do you have any more of this in the back? If there was more in the back, it would be here on the floor. Are you sure there isn't any more in the back? I would just feel more comfortable if you just went and checked in the back, you know, just to make sure. Oh, of course. Give me 1 second and I'll go look for you. Yeah, we don't have any more. Bro, customers are so stubborn. Who came up with the customer is always right? You know who I blame?
That's a lot.
The Holy Chicken, Chick-fil-A, with their whole my pleasure. And you know it's bad because They don't even say it anymore. I can't even remember the last time I went to Chick-fil-A and they said my pleasure after my thank you. Customers really got Chick-fil-A employees needing a pack of Camels after their shift. In all honesty, the blatant disrespect and disregard
Speaking
for
of Chick-fil-A,
employees'
Chick-fil-A would be
well-being
good
that
today.
I've experienced customers show is crazy. I've been cussed out on multiple
I'm
occasions
not gonna do that.
just because I didn't know where something was located in the store. I remember this one specific altercation where this one guy asked me where spray starch was. Oh, I'm not sure. Let me look it up on the Wal-Mart app for you. Oh, it looks like we don't have any. Do you know how dumb you look right now? What do you mean? We're out of starch.
Wait.
Just say you don't know where it is, damn it. When I tell you this man was on his way to see who was sturdier out of him and Pop Smoke, bro, and managers. You might as well call them NPCs.
Need something?
9 times
I
out of
hate,
10.
bro, dealing with a manager is the most stressful and annoying thing you ever have to deal with because they are the biggest NPCs that you ever have to literally encounter. I swear to God, I swear on everything I love. Bro, it is, no, coming from my experience, bro, I'm just gonna say this. The way that they look at you, it's like they staring at your soul. You're like, bro, I'm working here. Like, dude, you already see I'm doing it. Like, damn. Continues to look at you. Like, bro.
They were clueless as to what was going on, and they didn't help
I'm like-
whatsoever. Like, if I was to compare the managers there to anything, it
God.
would be my last 2 brain cells after working there. The managers would literally sit there and watch you, watch them,
I just said it.
watch you, instead of
Like, bro, I'm watching them watch me, watching them, and I'm like, yo, you see I'm doing the best I could over here, right? It ain't my fault I don't like everybody here.
grab a box or pallet jack to help. Never in my life have I had.
You will never
managers
catch
lazier
me
than the ones I had at
associated with my
Walmart.
coworkers
Attention employees,
outside of work.
Can I have Eli
And I
to the
barely even
grocery
associated
stop?
with what I was
I
doing.
repeat, can I have Eli to the grocery
I don't
stop?
like you.
Can you take those 3 items and put them on the pallet right there?
You call me back here just for those 3 items?
Oh,
And then they call you for some dumb stuff.
what are you doing here?
That really happened, by the way. Now I'm gonna expose some people. Ladies, if your boyfriend works at Wal-Mart, especially on Hat Team 2, I don't know what to tell you because my is loyal. But fellas, if your girl works at Wal-Mart, go ahead and find you a new girl, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
Oh. I love the fact that he's bringing this up too. Listen, men, if your girl works at a warehouse, break up with shorty. She's not yours no more. I am repeating this off the pure fact of what I seen. She's not yours. She's cheating behind your back, gang. I seen a whole lot. And I, like, bro, I'm more of a, I will see what you're doing, but I'm not gonna say what you're doing. Because guess what? There's none of my business. So, from the stuff I seen, break up with her, bro. Break up with her. Break up with her. She's not yours no more. She belongs to the warehouse. She belongs there. I'm telling you.
Because she is not spending her lunch breaks alone.
I'm telling you. And he brings it up again. Them lunch breaks. Listen, they already eyed your shorty when you just dropped her off. They already eyed her, which means they are plotting. They are devious. They are trying to get a quick, few seconds. If you know what I mean. Like, listen, she's not spending her time by herself. She's gonna get some entertainment somewhere else while you over here doing God knows who. I'm telling you, run. Run.
Everybody talks to each other at Wal-Mart. That's really the same at any job, but Wal-Mart just different. If you work at Wal-Mart, you're bound to end up
Ask anybody that
engaging in
end up
relations
having a
with
warehouse
fellow
job, and I'm
coworker.
telling you,
'Cause I'm not gonna
they
lie,
would say that I'm
it
right.
do be some high
They say that I'm right
quality women
because
that
I
work
seen
there.
it with
But
my own
I would
eyes.
never partake in that because that's very inappropriate. and
Especially if
so
you don't work
The
there?
conditions were terrible
nah,
as well.
GG.
Now I believe this
Free
is
game.
just my
It's free
Walmart,
game.
but we didn't have any AC where I worked, so we were working in 110-degree heat all day. Wait, this sounds familiar. It was horrible, bro. A lot of the times we were drenched in sweat going to lunch or break because it was that hot back there. To be honest, that's gotta be against labor laws or something. All of this combined with what I'm about to tell you ultimately led to me quitting this job. There were a total of 3 write-ups that drove me to my breaking point. My first write-up happened because I dribbled a basketball for 2 seconds. I kid you not, 2 seconds. One day, I come into work and they have me assigned.
The day
to
I
work on the
quit was
truck.
to write it on a wall. I ain't
working
even
on the
lie.
truck.
It was
the
right on
conveyor
the
belt
wall.
is raggedy. There's no AC. If one person's not carrying their weight,
Once I had
then
to
the
deal with
lines
that
get
one
clogged.
incident, I
There's
was
no
like, yeah.
AC, so I'm working
Screw
the truck,
this.
and we end
Screw
up finishing
everybody
the truck
here.
late that day by
I'm
like
done.
2 hours. When the truck's finished late, that puts everything behind. So essentially, we're behind for the day. We come back from lunch, and we're supposed to pull all the pallets we made unloading the truck to the floor to get ready for the overnight crew to come in. So we pull out the pallets and we're in the stock room. This girl I worked with finds a basketball and is like, "Hey, y'all trying to play Foursquare?" I'm like, nah, I don't even remember how to play.
What I
for
said.
real. But I got in position like I was about to play. She bounces the ball to me and I bounce it back. This all took place within 2 seconds. After I bounced the ball back to her, I walked off and asked another coworker what else were we supposed to do. I find out what I'm supposed to do and I'm leaving the back room. As I'm leaving the back room, I see my manager, but he's walking with a certain demeanor behind him. Like I can feel his boiling aura as he gets closer and closer. He walks up to me and he's like,
So we're back here playing?
No.
So you're gonna lie to me. I just watched you on the cameras.
I'm not lying. I wasn't playing.
Okay.
So he storms off. About 2 hours later into the shift, he comes and finds me on the floor and asks me to follow him. He pulls me into a room. The room has white walls, a black couch, a table. Am I getting casted? He explains to me.
Alright, so I'm gonna be writing you up. Why were we playing while we should be working?
I wasn't playing. I bounced the ball for 2 seconds.
I consider that playing.
So he writes me up. That's the first of 3 write-ups I received while working there. The next 2 write-ups, I'll tell you guys about in the next part of the story. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I used to work at Wal-Mart. And out of all the jobs I've ever worked at, I refer to this one as the worst one. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, I'm not the best employee, not even close. For one thing, I know I have a higher calling and talents the Most High himself.
I'm not even paying attention to what Eli's saying. I'm looking at the art in the back. I got that same artwork, but it's on my AirPod. I got that same painting.
Has blessed me with, hence the reason you're watching this video. And when it comes to working at Wal-Mart, this is exactly how I plan to work. I will come in with no smile. I don't want them to think I enjoy my time there at all. Straight.
Anytime people see me at work,
and when I work, I do the bare minimum. I do just enough not to get fired. In the last 15 minutes of my shift, I had in the
talk
restroom,
to me.
and then
Don't look
wash,
at me.
rinse, and
Don't even
repeat
have
the next
interest
day.
in talking to me.
I honestly probably deserve everything
I
I
hate
got
it.
working at that job, but jeez, cut a brother some slack. Between dealing with customers, lazy managers, and just the lack of care for their employees, that's enough to make even the strongest man go insane. And I planned on protecting my sanity at all cost. I've literally seen people break down in the break room while I'm on lunch. That put a different meaning to the name break room, and the amount of blue vests I've seen thrown into the trash when going to take my unrecognized 15-minute break in the restroom is crazy. That's how I know it's not just me. Wal-Mart really had people having to check into mental institutions after working there. And out of
goes with everything. And I know I'm saying it off like my experience, bro. You know how many people I seen literally quit? And plus myself included. And you mean to tell me that was not a writing on the wall of what was to come? It was a writing on the wall of what was gonna happen. But I was literally plotting. It was literally a month where I plotted on the escape because I don't want to end up doing it until I'm literally 30.
All the jobs I've ever worked for, technically you can say I was fired. But in all reality, I just stopped coming because I realized I was done putting up with all the BS that came with having a job. One day, I come into work and I'm scheduled to work on unloading the truck. This is your moment to leave a like. Before we get into the nitty gritty of the story, leave a like and subscribe. I'm gonna give you a sec. Appreciate you. All right, back to the story. One day I come into work and I'm scheduled to unload the truck. Like I said in the previous part to this story, I absolutely despise working on the truck. But nonetheless, I get to work working on the truck. Now, they usually only give us 2 to 3 hours to unload the truck completely, which on paper sounds like it's enough time, but not when the conveyor belts need more maintenance than a BMW. The conveyor belts had these bends that love to pop off at the most unfavorable times, not to mention these bends were a pain to put back into place, bro. About an hour passes and then one of the bands pops out of place. I go to fix it, but for whatever reason, the band was not trying to get back into place. So I call a coworker over to help me, because if we can't get this band back popped into place, the whole conveyor belt is gonna stop and prevent us from getting the truck done on time. Even my coworker couldn't snap it back into place. So I came up with the idea that to keep the conveyor belt from stopping, I'ma just pass all the items from the truck through manually on the part that was broken while they continue to unload. So I'm sitting there, just manually moving the items along the conveyor belt, and at this point, we're like an hour and a half behind on the truck because of our little hiccup on the line. One of my managers walks back there and he's just watching me. You would think he was coming back there to give me props for my quick thinking to keep us working productively. Nope. Except he wasn't. He kept staring at me. He's staring at me, and now I'm staring at him. I'm looking back at him and I'm thinking, you see us back here struggling to consistently keep the line moving, the least you could do is hop on and help. But no, he just sits there watching. Me specifically. Eventually he leaves and we finally finish the truck. I start pulling pallets from the back, and on the way back, my manager stops me. He asked me if I could stay a little later because I was scheduled to get off early. I figured I could use the extra time on my paycheck and agree to continue to pull the pallets. About 30 minutes goes by and my manager stops me in the hallway again and tells me to step into the office. When I step in, I'm greeted by the store manager. And I think, this is it. I'm cooked. There's no way I have a job after this. He asked me,
hey, quick question. So why was the truck finished late today?
Oh, the lines kept messing up.
Oh, the lines. I don't believe you.
I'm literally telling you how it
is.
is.
My manager for some type of backup, and he looks at me, and then he just looks down to the ground. Oh,
it's like
right.
that.
This how
it's
you
like
do
that.
me? This how
like
you
that.
do me? I'm pinning cases on all you bitches. I'm sick because he clearly seen me moving boxes manually along the broken conveyor belt and he's not speaking up. I doubled down on the lines being broken and he's like,
well, okay, regardless of the lines being broken, it shouldn't set y'all back 2 hours, right? So this is gonna be put in as an employee feedback, by the way. Next time you will be getting written up if it happens again. So just, look out for that. You can leave now.
I get up to leave his office, and then he notices.
Oh boy, can you come back real quick? Just real quick, one more thing. Have a seat. So, why are you out of dress code?
See, I had worn sweatpants to work that day, and sweatpants are against the dress code. Most managers don't care to say anything, so it's safe to say I had gotten comfortable wearing them to work. Oh, my pants weren't washed.
Your pants wasn't washed? Your pants wasn't washed? Answer me this. Do you care to work here? Because I'm getting this I don't care vibe from you. You see, Wal-Mart is a wonderful,
if I had to be honest,
company,
no.
if I do say so myself, and pays pretty well. If you feel like you
want the company answer or you want the real
find a job
answer?
that pays the same somewhere else, feel free to let me know, pal.
See, at this moment, I'm enraged because my manager who saw everything is just sitting there not saying a word. And then on top of that, this store manager guy is just acting like Wal-Mart is the greatest job in the world and I'm getting paid millions to do my job. Like, bro, I'm still struggling to pay my car insurance on time. I start to think long and hard. Pause. Do I really care about working here? Which in all reality, I don't. I was just there collecting a paycheck, like everybody else who works there. I reply, Yes, I care about my position here.
Okay, well, I need to see some improvement out of you, right? I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be on the lookout, right? And before you go,
All right.
don't let me catch you out of dress code again, right? Right.
Bro, I was so livid. There was nothing I wanted more than to throw that blue vest in his face and walk out, call it quits, try my luck finding a new job. But I let the man continue to have his power over me. I went home after that because I wasn't even supposed to be on the clock in the first place, which I really feel like was a setup to begin with. But I received a write-up the following weeks for pretty much the exact same thing, not working productively, when the whole time it was the work environment because y'all didn't equip us with the right tools to be able to do our job successfully. And like I said earlier, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the best employee because I'm definitely not. I waste time on the clock, take extra long restroom breaks, use my phone on the clock, but so does everyone else, which might be part of the problem too. And I'm not even gonna use that as an excuse, but it's crazy when multiple employees come to you complaining about the same thing and you only choose a select few to make examples out of. I had my final straw and my final write-up a couple months later, and once again, I'll be back with the final part to the trilogy very soon. Being a young adult is tough because you're fresh out of high school. Maybe you went to college to get at least some sort of direction in your life, and if you throw a job on top of that, you about to look like Mojito from JJK. And then if you're me, try trying to get animations out at a decent time at the expense of your sleep and mental health, and well, you get Corey Kenshin. I recently dropped a video about my experience working at Wal-Mart, and let's just say the experience was less than desirable. Every time I walk into Wal-Mart, I get PP. You get what? You get what? Every time I walk in Wal-Mart, I get PTSD. You thought that was a baby screaming across the store? Nah, that's been me this whole time. There's a reason.
Understandable. You know what? Let me tell you something about me, real quick. Listen, I used to work at JC fucking Penney, right? I don't want to be even a foot inside a JC Penney's ever in my life again. I massively get PTSD from all the mental trauma I had to go through just off that alone. And I don't ever want to do that again. Never.
Why, before I stopped working there, I only dropped once every 3 months.
No.
I was not okay mentally. I was tired, drained. So it was only a matter of time before we parted ways. Orientation that you're able to leave 9 minutes early if you finished all your scheduled work for the day. Now everybody did this regardless if their work was done for the day or not, but that was still the rule. One day I'm working and it's the last 2 hours of my shift. Now, during this time, we're expected to prepare the floor for the overnight crew so they can come in and get straight to work. The thing is, the overnight crew hated us because we never completely finished preparing the floor for them. It's me and 2 of my other coworkers working on finishing a pallet before we leave one night. We finished the pallet, I checked the time. Oh, would you look at that? 10:51, it's time to go. Now I knew I couldn't just walk down the main aisle to leave because overnight were some severe snitches. Not to mention they had a manager who liked to micromanage us. This manager was such a stickler. He was a hefty big guy. He looked like he was in his late 30s and he liked to waddle around the store. Apparently he liked to camp in the manager's office and watch cameras too. So this means we had to plan our route. We all 3 cut all the way through electronics, past sports and outdoors, then toys, and then home free out the front doors. And to be honest, now that I look back on it, I probably should have just used my escape route on my own because all 3 of us using the exact same escape route definitely screams nothing but trouble. The next day when we all 3 coming to work, we all got written up. The write-up was claiming that the overnight manager spotted us on the cameras leaving before our work was finished. I can't make this up. I got written up for doing something even everyone else on the team did that exact same night and every other night before that. That was the last straw for me. At home, I was sick. I was in my room looking like Trey from Boys in the Hood, and I had to be completely real with myself. I told myself, Eli, you're in college with no plans on using your degree. You got an art degree. What are you gonna do with that? You work at a dead-end job and you have this unrealistic desire to be a YouTube animator. Something's gotta change. See, I really wanted to quit this job, but at the same time, I decided I was still gonna go into work the next day, and if I still felt the same, I would just quit after my shift. But when I went to bed, I couldn't help but think about how many times I got cussed out by customers, got thrown under the bus by managers, or just genuinely felt mistreated as an employee, and I decided they had to go. I was so fed up with that job, bro. I just had an epiphany. But I was still going into work the next day. I was on my way to work the next day, and I just decided to turn around and go home. I figured it wasn't worth it. I drove home so fast, bro. Talking about some, man, Biggie, Mobb Deep, Wal-Mart as a staff, record label, and a motherfucking crew. And what's crazy is, as soon as I decided to quit, my homie texted me and told me that he just got fired when he got there. So, I don't know. Maybe I just avoided the walk of shame that day. But as Kanye would say, I guess we'll never know. Today's verse I got for y'all is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10, which says, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another, as good stewards of God's very grace. We've all got gifts and talents given to us by the Most High. Let's make sure we're using these gifts for good, to help each other, to bring joy to one another. Let's make sure we're using them the right way. You never know what it could do for others or where it could lead you. I love y'all. Stay blessed.
That was a W vid by Eli. And yeah, that was a long one. Listen, from my experience from the job that I had, listen, it could have, listen, it would have ended two ways. I quit or I was gonna get fired. Cause bro, it was gonna end either one of them two ways. And guess what? I end up being the person that ended up making a call. Cause guess what? No. Bro, I was so ecstatic that day. I was like, you know what? Screw the staff. Screw everybody in this month. Guess what? They can all, yeah. I ain't gonna go in detail, but man, I hate it. But listen, if you came this far as a video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And when I mean share it with Susan. Listen, it don't really matter. Listen, and another thing, slide through to the Twitch and tell me your favorite part in comments below. And XG's about to be on top. I am out of here.